Studio 31.
This is NewsCenter 1.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for NewsCenter 1. I'm Colton Hall. Now, if you were up at Terry Peak today, chances are you probably saw something different on the slopes. The pond skim combines creativity, skills, and even just a little bit of luck for the skiers and snowboarders who are trying their best to glide across some 30 feet of water after coming down the mountain at full speed. There's a tradition brewing at Terry Peak ski area.
It's just going to be a wonderful event for Terry Peak from here on out.
The pond skim started as a new way to close out ski season last year, and that carried over this year. For starters, the rules were the same. Costumes are not, skiers and snowboarders trying their run, hoping to make it across with a chilly catch.
The customers love it. Skiers love it. As you can tell with the crowd, they're really having a great time. The riders love to go through the water. They like to get across the water, but many of them are going right in the water.
How'd it go? It was horrible. It was cold. Everyone said it was like a hot tub, but it's not.
But this year brought about slicker challenges. This year's pond was about 20 feet longer than last year's. As for the approach, some had a plan.
Send it. It really was.
And others hoped for the best.
After the little hump, I went full speed, and yeah, it was to keep your board back, and I don't know, right when I got there, I just did a front flip.
But no matter what their plans were for going down the hill, there was one way in which they all did it, together.
So we got 3 out of 7 in our group that made it, so that works for us.
Today, about 115 participated in the pond skim, and if you missed out on the fun today, there's no need to panic. Tomorrow is the last day Terry Peak is open for the season. The slopes open at 9 a.m. and close at 4 p.m. But today was also a great day to be out on the slopes, but it didn't mean that that was chilly. Brant Beckman is in studio to shed some light on your forecast. Brant, nice day.
It was gorgeous. It was actually very nice. We are now looking at a wind advisory starting tonight at midnight going into the morning hours. So all that nice weather, yeah, Mother Nature's going to come collect the tax on that here. Looking at Rapid City right now, we do have 43 degrees, max gusts around 30 miles per hour. So the winds are starting to pick up a little bit more. East-southeast winds around 10 miles per hour this evening, around 10 to 15. Looking at those current temperatures, 50 degrees in Sturgis, 50 in Hot Springs. We got 53 in Gillette. Tomorrow, we were thinking about maybe some rain and snow showers being in the forecast. We've been able to kind of pull that back a little bit. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit on the drier side with those winds being the main story here. Future temperatures going into the overnight into tomorrow. Still looking at those 40s and 50s. But overall, the wind's going to be the story. We're going to talk about that and more coming up on NewsCenter 1 today. Back to you, Colton.
Thanks, Brant. The Humane Society of the Black Hills is receiving a little help from a local nonprofit today, Anna's Kindness. The organization named after Anna Lafort, who died in 2017 from influenza and pneumonia. According to Anna's mother, Fran Lafort, Anna loved volunteering and helping the animals at the Humane Society when their family lived in Rapid City. Today, in honor of the 5-year anniversary of Anna's death, family members, friends, and classmates gathered at the Humane Society to pay tribute to Anna's compassion.
We wanted to come to the Humane Society where she worked and volunteered with her friends who are seniors this year, and to just get together with them one more time before they graduate and go on to the next chapter of their lives.
Officials from the Humane Society say that groups like Anna's Kindness help them out a lot. Jerry Stanley, the executive director of the Humane Society, says that they're always in need of volunteers and items to help out the animals.
We always need supplies of blankets, food. Cash donations are always appreciated. It all goes to helping thousands of animals every year. The volunteers, like we're seeing here today, help immensely. If you're interested in volunteering, we need volunteers to walk dogs, to help socialize dogs. We have volunteers that help clean up the grounds. We have volunteers that help in laundry. Volunteers are always greatly appreciated.
And for a full list of items to donate and more information on the Humane Society, visit our website, nc1.tv. A Native American vendors market and fashion show was held today at the Ram Coda. Vendors from all over the plains represented a variety of tribes from Oglala Sioux to Cree, bringing jewelry, art, clothing, and music. A fashion show displayed the creations of designers that blend indigenous and modern fashion. For many, it's an opportunity to market and build their authentic business, but also encourage cultural representation.
I really want to influence the younger generation to get involved and to hold on to our tradition just because we're losing it so fast. And so I feel like if I could get to their level and get them in, then they'll be more inclined to learning about our way of life.
Rebecca's spring collection is titled Being Indigenous is So Beautiful, and she says it's intended to encourage everyone to find and embrace their own unique gifts. Veterans and military family-owned businesses also had a chance to shine today down the street at Uptown Rapid. April is the month of the military child, so special events like this help bring awareness and extra support to those who have served. Military business owners say that service can make ownership more difficult because frequent moves require them to rebuild their following and adapt their products to their new home. Products range from cutting boards to coffee beans, with the goal of building the friendships and contacts that are essential for the business's success.
My biggest passion is to really help out the military community, vets, spouses. We have a few kids here selling, so it's just the biggest thing is community and helping each other out, using your resources.
The next veteran-owned business market will be April 23rd at the Ellsworth Air Force Base BX from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And still to come on NewsCenter 1, U.S. and Ukrainian defense officials warning of false Russian de-escalation claims. And the game of chess helping Afghan children refugees cope with a new life. Next.
This is NewsCenter 1.
You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I go. Whoa. Tell me how the day unfolds, traffic fast, or traffic slow. It's good to know you're never far away. Hot or cold, rain or shine, got you with me all the time. The feeling is so fine, I gotta say, you're just a touch away. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I go.
Connect Center 1. We just connect.
In Ukraine today, Russian forces launching a series of new attacks across the country. This as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is giving an update on Russian troop movements, and as the U.S. pledges more support and military aid to Ukraine. Cole Higgins has the latest, and we want to warn you, some of the video is graphic.
Gunfire and explosions disperse a crowd of peaceful protesters in Russian-held Energodar Saturday, and disturbing video from outside Kyiv. Bodies are strewn across the streets of Bucha, a village on the outskirts of the Ukrainian capital. After about 5 weeks of near constant fighting, Ukrainians have retaken the town from retreating Russians.
The withdrawal is slow but noticeable. Somewhere they are expelled with battles, somewhere they leave positions on their own.
More welcome news for the Ukrainian people. More than 4,000 civilians were evacuated on Saturday, including more than 1,000 from the besieged southeastern city of Mariupol. And satellite images show Russia's military abandoning a strategic airport outside of Kyiv, which they captured on the first day of the war.
Don't trust the de-escalation a la Putin, because this would be words without deeds. And if Putin just regrouping.
The Pentagon announcing this week an additional $300 million in security assistance to Ukraine. The new package including equipment such as drones, armored vehicles, and ammunition. Germany has also approved the delivery of 56 combat tanks to Ukraine, according to the German Defense Ministry.
We are supporting also from Germany with weapons, but it's in Putin's hands because he is the one who started the war without any reason, and it's just now his responsibility to end the war.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Afghan refugee children are adapting to a new life in North Carolina, playing a game that originated from their homeland. While the Taliban outlawed the game of chess at one point, a Raleigh elementary school is using it as an important teaching aid in the classroom. Reporter Joe Fisher explains.
It's game time for this special group of students at Stow Elementary in Raleigh. They came to learn the game of chess. Elshan Mouradiabadi is a chess grandmaster, now living in Durham. He introduced the students to kings, queens, bishops, and noble knights. The students and their families are refugees from their troubled homeland of Afghanistan, where chess, some say, was born.
Both India and Persia claim chess as its own.
Carol Meyer, executive director of U.S. Chess, says the game itself has been attacked in Afghanistan.
There was a time back in the early 2000s when the Taliban government was first installed where chess was actually banned.
With the Taliban back in control, chess may once again become a crime. Principal Chris Cox says here the game has helped to break down barriers.
Obviously, in a new place, at a new time, feeling very foreign to them, this is something that really gives them a little bit of familiarity with something that they love, as simple as the game of chess. And again, it's why we do what we do, right? To have our kids just to see that twinkle in their eyes when they're learning. And all of these students are still trying to master the English language, and so one connection for them with the game of chess has been really great.
We see chess as a universal game, and it's a universal language. Today, these kids were able to move the pieces even though they haven't yet mastered the language that we were speaking in the room.
In the end, each student took their own new chess set home. Joe Fisher.
And coming up next, Brant Beckman will be in for a check of your weekend forecast and beyond when we continue. Stay with us.
Connect Center 1. We just connect.
Weather with meteorologist Brant Beckman.
All right, let's start with Deadwood this evening. We are looking at some pretty nice conditions. 41 degrees right now, looking at relative humidity around 60%. Winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, just a few gusts up to 20. That's going to increase here over the next couple of hours, though. Wind advisories have been issued for portions of our area. Looking at Custer, looking pretty good. Looking at 39 degrees. North-northeast winds are variable, maybe up to 5 miles per hour. Relative humidity on the lower side. It's a little dry out there. 22 mile per hour wind gusts out there. Clear skies as of right now. Now, we do have a few showers that are starting to make their way into the area from the west. This front, although not bringing a whole lot of water to our area, is going to be bringing in some gusty winds behind this. So Sheridan County probably already seen some gusty winds starting to come out of the northwest just west of this. Here you go. Here's your wind advisory. Starts midnight. This is going to be all the way from northwestern South Dakota down through areas east of the Black Hills through Winter, southeastern portion of our area, Jackson, Bennett County, Todd, Tripp County, these areas east of the Black Hills. If you're trying to maybe make a late night drive out to Sioux Falls, you're going to be holding on to the steering wheel with both hands. Northwesterly winds gusting to 50 miles per hour, and that goes until 6 o'clock tomorrow. This system that's coming through will bring some rain and snow to the area, but a lot of it's going to be north and east of the Black Hills, and it won't be sticking around for long. Again, the wind's going to be the story here. Right now, we have northwesterly winds sustaining at 40 to 45 miles per hour out towards Gillette. So we have some high winds that are coming through. So as you're going to bed tonight, probably hear the rush of wind hitting the house. As you're going to bed here. This is around 2 o'clock in the morning. Winds reach the Black Hills and areas just east of the Black Hills as well. Again, these are northwesterly winds that we're talking about. This is Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. These are some very, very high wind gusts, looking at 50-mile-per-hour winds again out of the northwest being possible here. Now, the good news is once we get to Sunday evening into Monday, we just kind of clear all that out. Not too bad. Monday afternoon, winds start coming out of the southwest through northeastern Wyoming, and will start to make their way into the Black Hills themselves. We're looking at a pretty darn good wind event Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. That's something we'll need to pay attention to. But otherwise, a lot of this rain and snow will quickly move through the area coming out of the northwest for Sunday, but the precipitation may not last all that long. Could have some travel impacts tomorrow between about 8 o'clock in the morning to noon. Once you get past that, though, a lot of that has moved on out of here. Looking at clear skies across the area Sunday evening. And then once you get to Monday, actually looking at a fairly pleasant day out there. Wanted to quickly show the 7-day here. We're going to recap this coming up, but Tuesday and Wednesday, windy conditions, high winds on Wednesday. This is going to be a concerning event for travel impacts. We're going to be talking about this and more coming up on NewsCenter 1. Colton.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Brent. And still to come, the South Dakota State women's basketball team was looking to win its first ever WNIT title today. Plus, the Douglas Early Bird track and field meet was held in Box Elder today. Justin will have highlights coming up next in sports.
Connect Center 1. We just connect.
Sports with Justin Wickersham.
After a solid opening weekend, the high school track and field season continued today in Box Elder with the Douglas Early Bird Meet. The track meet featured hundreds of athletes from 23 different schools from across western South Dakota. Let's take you out to Patriot Stadium and check out some of the highlights. And there were some outstanding performances today. First up, Justin Janeel from Stevens just edged Jaden Guthmiller of Spearfish to win the boys' 100-meter dash. Janeel posted a time of 11.08 seconds. Moving on to the boys' pole vault, here's Chase Maher from Rapid City Christian attempting 14 feet. He didn't make it, but not only did he win this event, but he broke the previous school record of 13.3 by clearing 13 feet 8 inches. Up next now, the girls' long jump. Here is your winner, Matea Yellow Mule from Rapid City Central. She jumped 16 feet 11.5 inches. Back to the track now, and Keenan Urdialis from Spearfish ran away with first place honors in the boys' 1,600-meter run. His time, 4 minutes, 19 seconds. Meanwhile, it was a close finish in the girls' 4x100. Jada McNabb of Stevens finished ahead of Yellow Mule from Central by less than 1/4 of a second to win this race. And now to the girls' shot put. Your winner was Kellen Kortemeyer from Custer with a distance of 41 feet 6 inches. Up next now, the girls' 400-meter dash. Another close finish. Navali Dinkins of Sturgis finished first, followed by Josie Tobin of Spearfish. Dinkins with a time of 1 minute and 2 seconds. On the boys' side, Blake Boyster of Custer cruised to a victory in the 400-meter dash. He turned in a time of 50.76 seconds. And finally, in the boys' high jump, Braden Delahoy to Spearfish cleared at 6 feet 6 inches to take home top honors. Just a reminder, the Queen City Classic track meet is coming up Friday in Spearfish. Meanwhile, the South Dakota State women's basketball team rolled over Seton Hall today 82-50 to claim their first ever WNIT championship. Callie Thiessen scored a career-high 16 points and grabbed 11 rebounds for the Jackrabbits. Plus, Maya Sellen added 12 points and Haley Timmer finished with 14 points. The Jackrabbits, who never trailed in the championship game, finishes the season with a 29-9 record. And now to men's basketball in the Final Four. Villanova faced Kansas in the first game. Kansas came out on fire. Ochai Agbaji drained 4 3-pointers in the first half alone, and the Jayhawks jumped out to a 24-11 lead. In the second half now, with the Wildcats down by 10, Brandon Slater buries a 3-pointer. He finished with 16 points for Villanova. Then late in the game, with the Jayhawks in control of this one, David McCormick with the dunk for 2 of his 25 points. And Kansas is heading to the national title game with an 81-65 victory over Villanova. In the other Final Four game, Duke squared off against North Carolina, and the Tar Heels upset the Blue Devils by a final score of 81-77. So North Carolina will play Kansas on Monday night in the championship game. Well, tonight was the season opener for the Rapid City Marshals. They hosted the Topeka Tropics. In the first quarter of this one, Rapid City marches down the field on 4th and goal from the 7. Bobby Froelich finds Demetrius Davis wide open for the touchdown, and the Marshals go up 7-0 after the extra point. On the ensuing kickoff now, Andre Taylor Jr. picks up the ball for the Tropics, but he's clobbered and spun around. The ball comes loose and right into the hands of Devontae Tinsley. He's going to take this one in for the score, and just like that, it was 14-0. Start of the second quarter now, 3rd and goal for the Tropics from the 5. Ray-John Ramsey to Andre Taylor for the touchdown. That made it 14-7, and right now in the 4th quarter, the Marshals lead the Tropics by a score of 35-19. Moving on to boys high school tennis, Rapid City Stevens defeated Brandon Valley 7-2, but then the Raiders lost to Watertown 5-4, so Stevens is now 5-2 on the season. Shifting gears to high school baseball, Rapid City Central dropped 2 more games today. The Cobblers lost to the Pier JV team 13-10, and then Pier defeated Central 19-2. And finally in the ECHL, the Rapid City Rush are wrapping up a 3-game series tonight with the Utah Grizzlies, and right now at the start of the 3rd period, the Rush lead the Grizzlies by a score of 2-1. And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back.
There are those among us who look to the heavens and dream of soaring, dream of conquering the sky, dream of a better tomorrow flown in by the orange and red sunrise. This is no longer just a dream. A better tomorrow is on approach, and we will all be a part of it. Ellsworth Air Force Base has been selected to house the new B-21 bombers. The base will grow, and Rapid City will grow with it. Prosperity is on the horizon. It's time to take flight.
You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I go. Whoa. Tell me how the day unfolds. Traffic fast, the traffic slow. It's good to know you're never far away. Hot or cold, rain or shine, got you with me all the time. The feeling is so fine, I gotta say, you're just a touch away. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I go. Whoa.
Connect Center 1. We just connect.
Looking at a high-impact, high-wind event Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the story there. Pay attention to that going into next week.
Thanks, Brant. Saturday Night Live is next, and that's all we have from all of us in here at News Center 1. Have a great night, and take it easy.